Hello and welcome to our class. Today, I will be discussing the last 3 weeks of your finals in Java programming in your finals. So here's the lessons included such as Java how to, reverse a string, Java keywords, Java string methods, Java mathematics methods. So, if you're interested with these kind of video tutorial, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Also kindly hit the notification bell, so you won't miss our future upload. All About Technology channel offers lessons about computer programming, introduction to computing, empowerment technologies, and other tech-related videos that help an IT student learn skills and knowledge in simple and basic ways. Reverse a string. You can easily reverse a string by characters with the following example.
Java reserved keywords. Java has a set of keywords that are reserved words that cannot be used as variables, methods, classes, or any other identifiers. Keyword. Description. Abstract. A non-access modifier. Used for classes and methods, an abstract class cannot be used to create objects. To access it, it must be inherited from another class. An abstract method can only be used in an abstract class, and it does not have a body. The body is provided by the subclass, inherited from. Assert. For debugging. Boolean. A data type that can only store true and false values. Break. Breaks out of a loop or a switch block. Byte. A data type that can store whole numbers from -128 and 127. Case. Marks a block of code in switch statements. Catch. Catches exceptions generated by try statements. Char. A data type that is used to store a single character. Class. Defines a class. Continue. Continues to the next iteration of a loop. Const. Defines a constant. Not in use, use final instead. Default. Specifies the default block of code in a switch statement. Do. Used together with while to create a do-while loop. Double. A data type that can store whole numbers from 1.7e-308 to 1.7 times 10 to the power of 308. Else. Used in conditional statements. Enum. Declares an enumerated, unchangeable, type. Exports. Exports a package with a module. New in Java 9. Extends. Extends a class, indicates that a class is inherited from another class. Final. A non-access modifier used for classes, attributes and methods, which makes them non-changeable, impossible to inherit or override. Finally. Used with exceptions, a block of code that will be executed no matter if there is an exception or not. Float. A data type that can store whole numbers from 3.4e-038 to 3.4 times 10 to the power of 38. 4. Create a for loop. Goto. Not in use and has no function. If. Makes a conditional statement. Implements. Implements an interface. Import. Used to import a package, class, or interface. Instanceif. Checks whether an object is an instance of a specific class or an interface. Int. A data type that can store whole numbers from -214748368 to 214748367. Interface. Used to declare a special type of class that only contains abstract methods. Long. A data type that can store whole numbers from -9223372036854775808 to 9223372036854775808. Module. Declares a module. New in Java 9. Native. Specifies that a method is not implemented in the same Java source file, but in another language. New. Creates new objects. Package. Declares a package. Private. An access modifier used for attributes, methods, and constructors, making them only accessible within the declared class. Protected. An access modifier used for attributes, methods, and constructors, making them accessible in the same package and subclasses. Public. An access modifier used for classes, attributes, methods, and constructors, making them accessible by any other class. Requires. Specifies required libraries inside a module. New in Java 9. Return. Finish the execution of a method, and can be used to return a value from a method. Short. A data type that can store whole numbers from -32768 to 32767. Static. A non-access modifier used for methods and attributes. Static methods/attributes can be accessed without creating an object of a class. Strict. Restrict the precision and rounding of floating point calculations. Super. Refers to superclass, parent, objects. Switch. Selects one of many code blocks to be executed. Synchronized. A non-access modifier, which specifies that methods can only be accessed by one thread at a time. This refers to the current object in a method or constructor. Throw. Creates a custom error. Throws. Indicates what exceptions may be thrown by a method. Transient. A non-access modifier, which specifies that an attribute is not part of an object's persistent state. Try. Creates a try, catch statement. Var. Declares a variable. New in Java 10. Void. Specifies that a method should not have a return value. Volatile. Indicates that an attribute is not cached thread locally, and is always read from the main memory. While. Creates a while loop. Note. True, false, and null are not keywords, but they are literals and reserved words that cannot be used as identifier. Java string methods. Previous next. Previous next. All string methods. The string class has a set of built-in methods that you can use on strings. Method. Description. Return type. Charette. Returns the character at the specified index, position. Char. Code point at. Returns the Unicode of the character at the specified index. Int. Code point before. Returns the Unicode of the character before the specified index. Int. Code point count. Returns the number of Unicode values found in a string. Int. Compare to. Compares two strings lexicographically. Int. Compare to ignore case. Compares two strings lexicographically, ignoring case differences. Int. Concat. Appends a string to the end of another string. String. Contains. Checks whether a string contains a sequence of characters. Boolean. Content equals. Checks whether a string contains the exact same sequence of characters of the specified char sequence or string buffer. Boolean. Copy value of. Returns a string that represents the characters of the character array. String. Ends with. Checks whether a string ends with the specified characters. Boolean. Equals. Compares two strings. Returns true if the strings are equal, and false if not. Boolean. Equals ignore case. Compares two strings, ignoring case considerations. Boolean. Format. Returns a formatted string using the specified locale, format string, and arguments. String. Get bytes. Encodes this string into a sequence of bytes using the named char set, storing the result into a new byte array. Byte. Get chars. Copies characters from a string to an array of chars. Void. Hashcode. Returns the hash code of a string. Int. Index of. Returns the position of the first found occurrence of specified characters in a string. Int. Intern. Returns the canonical representation for the string object. String. Is empty. Checks whether a string is empty or not. Boolean. Last index of. Returns the position of the last found occurrence of specified characters in a string. Int. Length. Returns the length of a specified string. Int. Matches. Searches a string for a match against a regular expression, and returns the matches. Boolean. Offset by code points. Returns the index within this string that is offset from the given index by code point offset code points. Region matches. Tests if two string regions are equal. Boolean. Replace. Searches a string for a specified value, and returns a new string where the specified values are replaced. String. Replace first. Replaces the first occurrence of a substring that matches the given regular expression with the given replacement. String. Replace all. Replaces each substring of this string that matches the given regular expression with the given replacement. String. Split. Splits a string into an array of substrings. String. Starts with. Checks whether a string starts with specified characters. Boolean. Subsequence. Returns a new character sequence that is a subsequence of this sequence. Char sequence. Substring. Returns a new string, which is the substring of a specified string. String. To char array. Converts this string to a new character array. Char. To lowercase. Converts a string to lowercase letters. String. To string. Returns the value of a string object. String. To uppercase. Converts a string to uppercase letters. String. Trim. String. String. Value of. Returns the string representation of the specified value. String. Previous next. The Java Math class has many methods that allows you to perform mathematical tasks on numbers. All math methods. A list of all math methods can be found in the table below. Method. Description. Return type. Abs, x. Returns the absolute value of x. Double float, int, long. Accos, x. Returns the arc cosine of x, in radians. Double. Asin, x. Returns the arcsine of x, in radians. Double. Atin, x. Returns the arctangent of x as a numeric value between pi/2 and pi/2 radians. Double. Atin 2, y, x. Returns the angle theta from the conversion of rectangular coordinates, x, y, to polar coordinates, r, theta. Double. CBRT, x. Returns the cube root of x. Double. Ceil, x. Returns the value of x rounded up to its nearest integer. Double. Copy sign, x, y. Returns the first floating point x with the sign of the second floating point y. Double. Cos x. Returns the cosine of x, x is in radians. Double. Cosh, x. Returns the hyperbolic cosine of a double value. Double. exp, x. Returns the value of x. Double. x1, x. Returns x minus 1. Double. Floor, x. Returns the value of x rounded down to its nearest integer. Double. Get exponent, x. Returns the unbiased exponent used in x. Hypot, x, y. Returns sqrt, x2 plus y2, without intermediate overflow or underflow. Double. IEA remainder, x, y. Computes the remainder operation on x and y as prescribed by the IEEE 754 standard. Double. Log, x. Returns the natural logarithm, base e, of x. Double. Log 10, x. Returns the base 10 logarithm of x. Double. Log 1p, x. returns the natural logarithm, base e, of the sum of x and 1. Double. Max x, y. Returns the number with the highest value. Double float int long. Min x, y. Returns the number with the lowest value. Double float int long. Next after x, y. Returns the floating point number adjacent to x in the direction of y. Double float. Next up, x. Returns the floating point value adjacent to x in the direction of positive infinity. Double float. Pow, x, y. Returns the value of x to the power of y. Double. Random. Returns a random number between 0 and 1. Round x. Returns the value of x rounded to its nearest integer. Int. Rint x. Returns the double value that is closest to x and equal to a mathematical integer. Double. Signum x. Returns the sign of x. Double. Sin x. Returns the sign of x. X is in radians. Double. Sin x. Returns the hyperbolic sign of a double value. Double. Sqrt x. Returns the square root of x. Double. Tan x. Returns the tangent of an angle. Double. Tan x. Returns the hyperbolic tangent of a double value. Double. 2 degrees x. Converts an angle measured in radians to an approximate equivalent angle measured in degrees. Double. To radians, x. Converts an angle measured in degrees to an approximate angle measured in radians. Double. Ulb, x. Returns the size of the unit of least precision, ulb, of x. Double float. Note, all math methods are static.